Hello beautiful people, wherever you are, welcome back. I'm just in Sirare border a little bit here. This is where I talk about the exchange of the maize. It is just handled here. Talk about, you can see much of the bigger trucks here getting much of the maize to this kind of the spot here. So it's in Sibania, talk about Sirare, and I'm just coming out of the DCI police station right now, and things are not getting good properly at this kind of the essence because of right now, again, Mayani is being searched for. Talk about, hey, Niaje Buddha. Yeah, right now, Mayani is just in a very programmatic way. Talk about is being searched with this kind of the DCI right now. And I'm just coming from the DCI right now because I know I'm always handling this kind of the issues of Mayani, East, West, and South, every kind of the time. And they called me that the case has been already talk about the case has been already recorded at the police station and the DCI at the same time because they have talked about it's called defamation of the character, and the person who are behind the too much of two people are just behind this kind of the scene. Talk about Masubo one and Mogesi, who have just gone there and have just written a statement of defamation of the character to Mayani, and right now I think Mayani is just hiding. I know because things are getting worse at this kind of the moment because of this kind of the impact that they want to bring. I don't know what's really the problem that is getting too much of the people, because after each and every kind of the case, talk about from the Ernest case, talk about this kind of defilement cases and much more. They have been filed there, and so they can just sentence Mayani. I don't know if that's their tactic of sentencing, because right now we have just handled all the cases. Talk about the defilement, we finished it, and it was just declared not guilty, and all the statement and everything that was written, it was just put aside with the prosecutor and the judge at the same time. So as such kind of the case, it was just put aside. Talk about it was kicked out of the court because there were not much of talk about the witnesses who could just come and witness such kind of the case, how it was just handled at that kind of the manner. But the real fantastic motive that is just driving right now is they have already again written a statement there, and they've gotten much of the OB talking about defamation of the characters. I don't know if the defamation was there because he was talking what was the right thing, and also he was talking something which was correct at the same time. What am I talking about? This kind of the essence of the time. When it was just that kind of the video yesterday, I saw it, that they are just claiming it's defaming them or defaming them a little bit. It means that Masubo has just sold the land. That is the fact. And because the land, it was just a sponsored land, and he bought it so as he can just construct a house for that kind of the guy who sponsored the guy, so he can just buy the land. And right now he has sold the land already, and that's what Mayani said, and it's the fact. So right now he doesn't have anything to say about that kind of the stupidity. Right now, when in the morning I went there, because right now it's in the evening, I'm just coming out of that kind of the position because I told them I'm going to be handling such kind of the matter, because they said that I wait for a little bit of the moment that they will give me the report. Then I went at the first time, I found that Masubo was there, and he was just talking rubbish and nonsense at the same time at that kind of the place, because he thinks about is the only person who can be trusted with the police, who can be trusted with every kind of the manner, and he thinks about is the one. When they took the girlfriend I was having, and they defamed me also, did I take any kind of the action? Because I know they are just stupid in brain. They think about whatever gonna be coming as a truth to a truth always hurts, and that is the fact. And when the truth hurts, they have to understand that if the truth hurts, and that's why you see now much of the people, if it could be in a manner that they could just talk about, because they took and they talked nonsense, talking about Gintu Arono, whatever, and nobody was interested with him. So right now he's thinking about is the only person who can just go to the police station. We are now tired of police station. Nobody's just bothered with talking about the police station every time and again, talking about, somebody's gonna be arrested, and you are there just enjoying, and you're talking about, what they were just talking about is if you have the second wife, that is it, you have her, and she's there. And if they're talking about the video was talking about Mogesi was using before you married, that is it. Mogesi was using her. And now you're talking about, oh, you know, this kind of the person is this way. If Mugesi got her before you got the guy, that is it. The way we were talking about when Mayugno talk about Mayuvi, who was having that kind of the lady, it was Maja. Nobody was just claiming ABCD. That is it. But to the an extent of bringing such kind of the shenanigans, telenovela, osquams, postquams, and something which is not even gathered as a practical thing, this kind of the essence, something which is very stupidical at this kind of the moment, because they are just talking about Mayani should be arrested. And when I went there to the DCI, guys, what was written there, it's very awkward. They want Mayani to be jailed permanently. And I don't know why. I don't know if they want the plot, because I don't know if they're selling the plot so they can buy from them, or they can just overtake them from their home. I don't know if it's something which is getting on and on. To that kind of an extent I talk about, that was the stupidity of the highest order from that kind of an extent. And another scenario that is just bringing much of the telenovela at this kind of extent is whereby they think about when they will be just putting somebody in custody or arresting somebody, they think about something which is very big and they will be appreciated in the system. Man is the only boy at their own home, and much of the people should be mentoring. People should be mentoring him, and also so as he can just do what is correct at that kind of the essence of the moment. But they think about when they will be arresting him. I don't know if it's something which is awkward. But also, what I can say is right now, even I'm informed from Mayani that Mugesi is talking about, hey, he called him and talked about, oh, you think you are so brave because he handled that kind of the case and the matter to me so I can just handle it properly. Because sometimes I'm the one who is making sure that such kind of the stupid cases are just handled with me, which I don't have any kind of the strength. Those are the ones that we know that this can just not go anywhere. So if I can handle bigger cases, the small one is just nothing to me for me to handle. But that is the way. But we have to talk about that is the essence. No problem. We have to go with it. And that's how they need. And what I can just advise them is why couldn't they do what is best for them at that kind of the moment? Nobody's bothered with them right now, because the more talk about me and Mugesi, we have been talking about this kind of the characters and giving them much of the names, and also giving out the authentic and authenticity of the we can call it the content was coming out. But to them, whenever somebody is talking about the truth, if you are just using a lady, you are using. So you are using, and now the lady is just gone. So why are you coming out and popping out and talking about, oh, this kind of the character is this way, the other character is that way? It's something which is very awkward at that kind of the moment. But we understand it's because of money. They need much of money. That's what they need, because they contributed money and they gave it to this kind of the police station. So as the Mayani can be searched and be governed and be arrested and be defamed and also get into the court, so they can just be jailed permanently. I don't know if they want the plot, if that is the case, I don't know. But the same thing is Mayani right now is in trouble. Mayani is in trouble at this kind of the moment. And something which is getting out of the hands, or something can just talk about, they are now becoming too much. Because every time you are talking about police station, it will not pass a month. We are just talking about police station. Mine is just some few weeks ago. He has just come out from talk about getting from the court, and again they're going to be getting him back to the court. I don't know if it's something which is strategically pinpointed, and I don't know what's the problem with this kind of gigantic and lunatic psychopath guy called Masu. I don't know what's the problem with him. He thinks about is always above the sea level. He thinks about he can make whatever he thinks about. Let him try me if he's just a man enough, because he has been trying much of the people. Try me once more, because what I can just talk about is I want to be kicking him like something else, because he thinks about he's a person who's carrying much of the knives east, west and south. He thinks about, because the last time I talked about the video and he talked about Ginto and a copyright, and he copyrighted my talk about my video, and he thinks about it was the end. But to the good fact is I was given the exam with the YouTube, and I did it, and I passed excellently, and the copyright strike was removed. So don't think about you are just a person who can just do much of the things to get yourself into defaming other people, and you think about your other. It's just a village quack, just a village mongoloid. It's just having nothing to offer to the society, because right now everything is just running heterozygous. It doesn't have anything to offer to the society right now, because what I can just urge him, the money that is just using and going to pour them onto the police station, he could just use it to construct a toilet to their home also, because even the father and the mother, they're just struggling with the maize plantation. Right now people are going to be harvesting maize, so I don't know where they're going to be going to the toilet. I don't know if I'm going to be going to build for them. I don't know. But he's here talking about, I don't know, the lion in my food. Stupidity of the highest order. A person who is just an underrated standard 5, a grade 5 guy is talking about is just more durable, has nothing to offer to the society. Thinks about he has everything to offer. Nothing. But that is the stupidity that is just prevailing in Yabuansi. They think about, oh, we're going to be handling this kind of the matter this way, we're going to be handling the other matter that way. Something which is, we can handle them, and we can just put them where necessary at this kind of the extent. And also, you understand that I always understand a person who is just making things which are straightforward. I don't like a person who is just talking about A, B, C, D, E, B, C, D, East, West, and South, a little bit at this kind of the cornering East, West, and South. It's something which is very awkward at that kind of the moment. But what I know is that they will just do anything, and they will just do nothing to this kind of a point, because I know their situation, and I will just handle it. If they think about they're going to be taking Ginto also, try my best, or they try their best to make sure that they are also putting Ginto such kind of the sarcasm. They will just see whatever is just more fire than whatever they think about also. That is the real fact that I'm going to be talking about at this kind of the extent. And, niaje, mukofiti, wagwan. So guys, that is the little fact that we're going to be having. And I'm going direct to that kind of the point I'm just talking about. That this kind of the quack is talking about, Mayani was talking about, it has been. So what is wrong with that one? And to the real fact, this is the person who is looking for, even me, I was part of the mediator. I've been part of the mediator to his family. And I was talking about how I will just go to a hotel and book a hotel so I can just buy for him some 2-3 squashes me, and so I can just talk to him, because he was having some of the stupidical things that he was doing. He's the one who is beating the wife for the Cherokee drums, and he's the one who is talking about, you understand, sometimes when a person evolves talking about, oh, I just talk this way, they wrote much of the letters talking about, oh, Ginto is this way, Ginto is that way, but to the extent is the one who is doing such kind of the stupidity. And he's talking about, oh, Ginto married 2 years ago. Did you know who is Ginto at this kind of the rate? So, niaje. So that is what is getting people to an extent of thinking about they're going to be above the law. It's just nothing to Ginto. And that's the fact. And I want to be telling him, it's nothing to me. If I could just understand myself and talk about I want to handle such kind of a case, it's just a very small boy to me. I can just handle him in a way that I can just wonder what's really popping out at this kind of the extent of the time. Because I think about it going to be hard. He doesn't have any money right now. And if you're going to be needing such kind of the gigantic and fabricated way of handling the matter, I'm the one who can handle him in a way that he can just wonder what's really popping out. And I can put him where he will never be found again. And that is the real fact. But he thinks about is the person who can just deal with A, B, C, D. No. That's not something that will just be popping out at that kind of an extent. And I will just warn him, because this is the last warning. Because we are just tired of talking about the police station today, police station tomorrow, and running east, west, and south like puppies here. Right now, Mayani is just looking helter-skelter at Babylon Hills last. Hey, niaje, niliwaona. So right now, I'm telling you that as a fact, because Mayani is a one boy who is very fearful. And to an extent right now, he might be feeling like he's going to be just vanishing from this kind of the zone. And that is the real fact, because even right now, whenever I'm going to be calling Mayani where he cannot even get my phone, because it's something which is very awkward, and it's something that he can just feel not comfortable about at this kind of the moment, because it's something that we can just handle one-on-one, so we can just split it at an extent of understanding what's really popping out. That's the lady I'm just talking about. That's the lady that were just orienting at that kind of the moment there. And everything is possible, because she's passing through my home also. and they are coming from the burial ceremony, and that is the way of achieving much of the things. I don't have any kind of the problem with anyone, because the fact that we take it that we have to say that, oh, this kind of the person is this way, the person is that way, and talk about I hate no one, and nobody's bothering me to hate, or nobody's bothering me talking about I have to hate you. For what reason? I have nothing to, you have nothing to offer or give me an accent that I will just talk. Mambo, sasa, korovoki, mambo vipi boki. So that is what is really gonna be coming out, and to the real mode. I was checking much of the vehicles here because I'm just driving here. I was checking much of the vehicles here are going to be running zigzag here, and I was just wondering, is it going to be an accident a little bit? No, and everything's just good. So guys, that is the moment that we are ever talking about. Let us focus. Much of the people think about, oh, we have to talk this way, we have to talk that way, oh, A, B, C, D, element, stupidity, and they think about now they're gonna be getting somebody in trouble. They think about something very good and something which is very cheerful. At that kind of an accent, very, very awkward. And that's the moment I'll ever tell much of the people. That's very awkward at that kind of an extent. And this is the point. This is the house we are just talking about here. I'm just going to be coming to that kind of an area so I can just show you what's really coming out at that kind of the moment. And very awkward at this kind of the rate. Let me park. Exactly. Yeah, I'm parking here because also to Ernest here, they're going to be using this kind of talk about the banana plantation, because the highway is just through here, and that is the way forward. So I'm gonna be sitting somewhere so I can just give you this kind of the caliber of the moment, and one-on-one. Exactly. So at the point I was talking about, this is the plot that is there, and it's just up to that kind of the nasal. So I'm gonna be sitting here so I can just give you this kind of the moment one-on-one. Exactly. So guys, to the real module of getting forward, they talk about the land behind me. We have a very small cube that was built there. You'll think about it's chicken that just built there so they can just stay. Is something that they think about, oh, it's something very useful, something very big for them to lament, to talk about, oh, they lament stupidity, they talk nonsense, thinking about something which is very bigger. If you don't have money at this kind of, much of the people think about, oh, because some people are just building, they are just depending, they're just doing whatever, something very introversial. Let me tell them in one way or the other. I've been orienting Mayani in a way that he will ever be acting like a man. He will ever do his own things in a way that, like the way I'm doing. Much of the people, they think about we are depending on people who are just, we are making salary. And this is the people I'm just going to be telling at this kind of the moment, that nobody is dependent the way they think about. And nobody is thinking about going to be depending the way they think about. Kurohi. Onaga uwetaya. Obankerani. Atun to kuma niga chiri uninku video onde. Wota tigo amangana maru. Wota yonora hetero chenyi harorai. Yeah. That's gontan. Atuni nikane contenting korea chiche. So guys, exactly. So guys, this is what is always coming out at this kind of the moment, and I always talk about we have to cheer ourselves and become one thing, so you can just handle much of the things here and there. But one of the people, they think about when they will defame, they will just talk about, okay, when I go to the court, I will just be handling this kind of the matter, I'll just be paid whatever. And I know it's just a lack of money. They need money. That is it. They don't have money right now, and they are struggling, because if a person can just talk about gonna be selling much of the land, they are struggling also. And I told them that whatever you think about, you are just doing, and to get to thinking about, oh, you're gonna be taking this kind of the lady and do whatever you think about you're gonna be doing. It's something which is very crazy at that kind of an extent. And there's nothing will ever be coming to entitle that, oh, now you're gonna be the champion because we have talked about Gintu is this way, Gintu is that way. You do whatever necessary. And I was just asking this kind of the question. When a person is talking about, oh, oh, can you come, I orient you, I give you this kind of the platform so they can just go and hit Gintu the back and whatever, stab Gintu from the back, and you finish all such kind of the sorts of the words. Then whenever you come back into this kind of the Esquire, you are coming to my own residential, talk about my home there, and we are talking about, oh, don't film this kind of the small wife we're going to be having here. So what was the matter that was being handled at that kind of an extent? It's something which was so awkward at that kind of the moment, because I was there, because whenever this kind of the boy was coming, there's a time Miami Kitchen 74 sent us a little bit of the cement, and he sent those kind of the money to this kind of the boy and talked about, Gintu, now you have to get some of the cement to Gintu, some of them to you. And I was the one who took talk about my car, and I just loaded the cement. I dropped them onto his own site, and others I went with them. So they came back with a motorbike, and we carrying the small wife, and it doesn't have any kind of the business with the first wife, because the first wife is just struggling and having some awkward on a moment here and there, crazy moments here. But the first wife is the one who is having much of the good time to talk about gonna be sitting to the bike here, go east, west and south, and make sure that everything is just handled properly. And he's talking about, oh, you should not film the guy, but they're always working together, and always getting to one bike, and they're just driving themselves from one place to another, same together. But he can never film that kind of the lady. Why? Because he knows much of the people, it's just a lady who was doing in a club. If a lady was doing in a club, a lady has a very big lady who is in high school, and is talking about, oh, he's just talking about he's just handling the responsibilities that are not his, and he's talking about, oh, A, B, C, D. He doesn't want people to know this kind of the lady, because he knows every time they are going to a club, and the lady is known in each and every club, they're talking about, oh, you are here, baby, you are here, oh, I know the guy. And this kind of the boy is always coming out very awkward, talking about slapping the lady while talking to this kind of the boy, while talking to this. Whenever they meet with Mogesi was part of the team handling such kind of the matters, and was also enjoying the moment from this kind of the lady. Is talking about, why are you talking to Mogesi, hey, with the ABCD, do you want to go back to him? So something like very stupidity at that kind of the extent. So when we come to the realization of how this kind of the people behave, they think about they owe everything, they own everything outside there, they have nothing to offer. Right now is nothing, because he was thinking about, oh, I'm gonna be going to this kind of the person. Whenever he goes here, that person is on going with Gintu. Whenever he goes this way, that person is going on with Gintu. So they are just finding it rough. When a person is taking a responsibility, and when a person has talked something and it's chopping you, and you have gone up to the police station to talk about this kind of the person is defaming, it's something that it has choked you, that is the truth, because the truth is something which is hurting you, and it's giving you a sleepless night, and that is the fact. So right now he's selling that kind of, I think he has sold the land already, and it's gonna be fenced here already, because of the stupidity and the stupid brain that is going to be having. A class 1 brain, a standard 2 brain, a person who cannot do anything. And whenever you go to the station there, you think about is the one who is heading even the police station. You think about is the one who is giving the orders to the police forces there. No, do this way, you know, yeah, no, A, B, C, D. So they can just take much of the responsibility which doesn't belong unto him. In an extent way is, right now, Mayani is still under the search, and that is the fact. So when you can just hear that Mayani is being captured to the police station, understand that this kind of the two people, they have lured him onto it. And Gintu is leaving to talk about, Gintu gonna be leaving. And I'm having here some hours, counting some hours here. And I'm gonna be leaving talk about the video with an immediate effect, because the way we are just heading, it will reach at a time whereby we'll be handling much of the people like circumphonious reasons. We will just be fighting like something else, and we will be just fighting terribly. Because of what? Because of stupidity and nonsense that people don't understand. Sometimes when a person has talked about this is the content, when much of the people are defaming me, have you ever talked about, oh, I'm going to the police station? I know, because they have to make something for them to eat. The way you ever hit me and talking bad about Gintu, every kind of the video, Gintu, you think about you don't have a name also. So you can just handle it and talk about this is how it is. It's something which is very stupid. When we can reason as people and we do something which is straightforward at this kind of the panel. I can just remember it was that time he was telling me that, oh, I'm gonna be stabbing you because you are just handling the matters that are not yours. I talked about my friend. You are just a small boy for me to handle, because he thinks about it the person. He thinks about, you don't understand. In the past way here, there's a time he was thinking about he was taking much of the litter system and throwing them onto the road, and it was bringing much of the chaos, talk about mud into the road, and the people talked about, no, remove this kind of the nonsense from here. Why are you taking rubbish from your home, kitchen refuse from your home, and pouring them? Talk about those kind of the waters of washing much of the basins and the basins, washing babies, you are just pouring onto the road. And they formed a pothole that now whenever you're passing with a motorbike or legs, you have to stamp your legs inside. And whenever it was told that he has to remove it, talked about, oh, I know the rules, I know whatever. It's something which is very awkward. And we are talking about the brain, the sense of brain. I'm telling you, this Masbo is like a dog. Even the IQ of a dog is more than this kind of the boy. The IQ even of a sheep is very high than this kind of the boy, because he cannot use the brain that was given to handle. He's talking about using stupid money and talking about, oh, I have to go to the police, go lure them with much of the money. He doesn't have money. He needs money. That's why he's just taking Mayani back, because he has heard that, Mayani, they're going to be having much of the plot. I don't know if you want such kind of the plot unto them. I don't know if it's something that Mayani, they can just agree. Something which is very, you need something you don't want. If you need something, come out and talk about it. This is it. Some other things should not be handled that, oh, you have to go to the police station and handle much of the matters here. Sometimes you have to handle much of the matters, including in a way that you can just mediate, talk about, you can call the guy and talk about, you have talked about this kind of the video. Mayani already had talked about, just deleted that kind of the video, because it was causing much of the mayhem to them. And I told him that the best reason for you to do, delete the video and let it go. So right now they're just following him so they can just go and arrest him and get money. And that is the money that they need, so they can just get this kind of the stupid ladies to the club and dance. And the money will just be over. What is now the benefit of that kind of the money? It's something which is, it's just controversial to the statement of how much of the people should be living. And when we handle this kind of the matter once and for all, we should understand that what are we really doing at this kind of the time, and what are we really going to be handling at this kind of the matter of the time. It's something which is getting straightforward, and we have to handle them very, very genuinely, because every time, every then and again, we know that it's not easy when a person will be talking about you. It's not easy when a person has hit you in a video and talked about the truth about you, what you never needed much of the people to know. I understand it hurts. And that's why you see the awkward, how can we call it? The awkward behavior that they are developing out. They are putting it out and showing. Because when I went to the DCI, he was there like 4 good hours, tracing where Mayani is, calling each and every kind of the segment, calling Mogesi. Oh, Mogesi, call this kind of the boy and ask him where they are. Calling Ernesto. And Ernesto is a person who is a little bit using common senses, a little bit. And it's not like this kind of the quagmires. Because to the real fact, I understand, if there is a brotherhood, sometimes you can call and talk about, you never talked good, why can't you delete this kind of the video? And why are you going to arrest the boy? And it's because of liquor. And they're talking about, I was hearing one of the guy, because Mayani was telling me that, a person is talking about is the one who is making much of the matters to be complicated, and is getting much of the problems east, west, and south. Is the one who's making, how is Mayani making the things to be difficult to you? It's something that they have formulated already. And how are they joining? Because I understand when a person wants to fight you, they have to join their own hands and fight this kind of one person. And I know they will not make it right now. And I will tell them as a fact, if they need, they should go direct and call the guy, delete the video, and make it happen. But don't talk about you're gonna be going to the police station, and again we have to go back there because we are back from there several weeks. He was arrested, put in jail. Again, they want to bring him out and talk about this is what gonna be happening. Something very stupid, and they don't sense. And there's a person talking about, oh guys, I am a person, I am in the village, and whatever nonsense. Something which is very stupid, and we have to sense the humor that we're gonna be having. Which kind of the humanity are we having at this kind of the extent? And that's the fact. I wanna be telling them as a fact. Let them try, and they will find themselves inside because they think about they're gonna be talking good about them. I know. And they have nothing to offer to the society. They don't have money. If they're gonna be triggering where the money is, let them try their best because things are gonna be getting to them very worse. And I'm telling them as a fact, let them try and they'll just see. Muda. Unataka? Sasa mbona inakula hii muda? Isikule hii. Sasa itabidi umeipanda. Juu hiyo ndio direction na kesho ndio mahesabu iko mingi. Na angalia hapo unakula hizi vitu toa ng'ombe hapa. Guys, you know this is the indication that there is a road here. So if I could not be around to tell them this is gonna be a little bit these people, they don't want me. The guy is now struggling there with the cow. Mura isikure hiyo kitu mura. Unajua hiyo kitu ni direction. Usunajua? Ya matanga. Guys, when it's gonna be eating that one, it's the direction of the burial ceremony. So people are gonna be, because tomorrow they're gonna be burying from Chef Matiko's home. They're gonna be burying tomorrow, so they have to be indication should be there. And this cow is eyeing forward to come again and eat this kind of the thing. If I could not be available here, I know it could have been gone and gone forever. That is the fact. So that's how everything gonna be running, and we have to understand the real way of getting forward. Keep it tuned, keep it locked. Much of the things gonna be coming. Let's see what they're gonna be having another step. But you understand, whenever Mayani gonna be in a problem, this kind of the two boys, they have things to deal with that one. And I know they want to jail him permanently. I don't know if they are sharing ladies, I don't know if they are sharing girlfriends, I don't know what's really bad, but I know it's because of the femininity that is just tangling out. And I know it's something that they will never do or deal with it perpendicular, because things are going to be getting so awkward outside here. So keep it on, keep it locked. They're going to be coming back with the other match of the things that are going to be coming to you live, which is one-on-one. Let's handle this kind of the matter once and for all, because it's too much of the police and they have to understand it. If somebody has eaten your girlfriend, assume and let it go. If somebody was using your girlfriend, let it go. And that is the nature. The nature has to continue. That is it. The nature has to continue. Person will eat your wife, you will eat other people's wife. That is it. That is yours from there. So when you understand that somebody has talked about your wife was being eaten with the other guy, what is the problem with you? You have to understand that is the strategy of getting the content also and get it forward. So where everything is just rushing to, I'm just getting out of the village, let them continue their shenanigans. But if they're going to be trying to get him again arrested, we're going to be dealing with them circumfonia. They should look for the money and make sure they're going to be luring a lot of money so they can just make sure that they are out of that kind of the circus. And Tumazu, I'm warning him, he will just be jailed very badly. And I'm warning him because he's having nothing to offer right now. And they're going to be taking him very down, very badly. And that is the real fact about it. And they're going to be jailed very badly because he thinks about he's going to be having money and they're going to be knowing the police. I'm just warning him. Understand the dignity of living. Don't be a goon and a stupid mongoloid, a psychopath person who cannot understand the language of understanding the courtesy and talk about the aptitude of going forward. That is it, the only thing. And talk about the etiquette of handling much of the matters. They should be handled very much. Fantastic. At this kind of the moment, just behave normal. That is the only way of us to get forward, and that is the only way of making it happen at this kind of an extent. So keep it tuned, keep it locked. Much of the things are coming to you live, which is one-on-one. And to the real fact, I'm just in the evening section here, and we are just handling much of 2-3 matters here and there, so as you can just get everything going forward, and that is the way of moving forward at this kind of the moment here. So let's make it happen, and let's get forward happening with it here. So Guys, I'm gonna be having, I don't know if this kind of the video gonna be the second of the bye, because we will see each other next moment and getting to the journey, so I can just get to next country. Now it's traveling time, and gonna be traveling back to the genome, and we're gonna be tracing where much of the people gonna be, and to make sure that everything gonna be coming to you live, which is one-on-one. Follow the panel, follow the channel, so you can just know, reach the brim, a shallow dipping in, and talking about you're gonna be diving in and also drowning to get much of the excavation things that are gonna be handling much of the way forward, so you can just know what's really popping out in Africa. We're gonna be getting up to Burkina Faso. We're gonna be coming very, very soon, because this is our point. This is our moment for us to go and make it happen. But 2-3 shenanigans here, they are now telenovelizing, and they're becoming too much, and we have to stop this kind of the nonsense once and for all. And we grow as a team, and if we don't grow as a team, we are stupid, all of us. Will not have anything to offer to the society at the end of that moment here. They think about money is money, 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 money. Hey, awkward. And talked bad about me, manipulated me. Yeah. But I don't have an urge of talking about, we have to hate them. No, let them continue, let them do it. Because the same platform I'm doing, they're gonna be doing it. The same way you think about you have done to Gintu, you think about you're going to be enjoying, it's going to be getting you one day. And you'll find the truth. You'll spill the truth. You'll find the truth how it is. You'll start the truth and make it happen. You'll now find it. You understand? Yeah. So the good fact is sometimes put much of the things onto your lungs. When you exhale, you know we have inhaling. Now you inhale them. They come to your lungs. Now the chest becomes broadened, and the ribs becomes wider, and the abdomen, the diaphragm comes up, because you have inhaled. The diaphragm goes down. You understand? Now exhale it. You become fresh. See them the way the way you have met them in town. Hey bro, how are you? I'm very fine. You are continuing good. You have lost, man. Very much, thank you. You are done. Don't have that kind of a grudge. The grudge will not have to help you with nothing. So that is the position I am. So at this kind of the rate, I can tell you, much of the things are coming to you live, which is one-on-one. Keep it segmented to this kind of the portfolio. You're going to be having much of the outcome.
Exactly. Today is live on-on-one with _Gintu. Remember to visit my channel, exactly. Only Mayani, subscribe, Mayani. Comment,
like, share.
Yeah, and make it happen. And Saturday, yeah, I'm gonna be starting plastering.
Oh, plaster! That's very awesome. Exactly. Very nice.
Yeah.
And
the problem is you'll not be there.
I don't know. On Saturday, this Saturday.
Yeah, this
tomorrow,
Saturday.
But one.
Yeah.
This Saturday. I don't know when I'm leaving to Zambia or when I'm leaving. I'm not going direct to Zambia also. I'm passing through Tanzania. I don't know if
great for me how the Zambia people. You know how the Zambia people.
Going to Zambia. I'm gonna be running with monkeys. You're gonna be seeing into how he's married.
It was better if you go with the dogs. With your dogs.
Hey, this one they will be beaten there like something. Because I know they have bulls. They will eat them. No. Even also they have been trained to look forward. Talk about they are not like the ones that food is coming, they are sleeping. Like right now they are sleeping here waiting for the food. No, those ones are hustling, man. They have to work as they eat. If you don't work, you don't eat. It's like human beings. So you have to make sure that you are chasing. These ones, they are not trained to go and catch a monkey and bring it. Yeah. Or catch something and bring it to the owners.
They only chase.
Hey, they will chase and eat. You will go and find now it's now the one that is giving you a smile. So they have their own trained dogs, and that's the fact. But I'm going to be getting much of the good content coming to you.
Greet them.
I'll be greeting them.
Is that click sound?
Yeah, those ones. Yeah, they're looking like.
Come when you know even greetings.
No, the greetings. Huh?
No. That one is for a cow. Calling a cow.
Yeah, but everything will be coming to you live, and keep it tuned because much of the things will be coming. And right now, it has reached a segment where we have to go forward and make it happen. That is the way we want to go, and also segment it. And I like about everyone who is just watching and subjecting themselves into this kind of the caliber of the moment, so they can just squeeze self and get forward to make it happen. I appreciate the moment, and it's just coming to this kind of the section. The G Castle still continuing and talk about I was talking about also the wiring that I'm just doing here. One person can talk about just wiring. My friend, wiring is even more than the plaster. Even wiring is more than the tiling.
I have just wondered.
Even wiring is more than the roofing.
I have wondered.
Imagine, I can tell you the wiring of this kind of the G Castle is more than even roofing. It's more than tiling. It's more than plumbing. Even it could be more than everything.
To the people who are learning, we are becoming afraid of constructing.
And don't be afraid. Do what you know that you can make it and finish it. Don't just subject yourself that I want to do like what Gint is doing. Look at what Mugesi is doing. He built something that will maintain and make it at the end. Not that you will make something like, let me now compete with Gintu. You don't know my assets. You don't know what I'm striving to make, and so as I can just give it out. Where I've reached, it's 80% complete of the house. So it has moved, man. It's just tiling and only doing the gypsum boards. Talk about gypsum ceiling board and also some plumbing, 2-3 plumbing here. Then the house will be full and painted. So you have remaining with 4 big rolls to go, which is less than 400,000, which is like talk about
4,000.
No, 5,000 US dollars. I'm remaining with 5,000 US dollars, and I'll be completely good to go. You understand? And I'll now be talking about it's just called about the furniture, interior designs and furnituring, and putting much of the furniture, talk about whatever radio, whatever TVs, so as you can just settle now, beddings and whatever. That will be just the last one. We are moving. And from Zambia, I know we're never going to be coming back. I'll come making sure that maybe it will be tiling or ceiling board application here. So everything is just moving systematic. Keep it tuned, keep it tuned, keep it locked. Much of the things are coming. Let's get to the wiring and see what's really popping out at this kind of the section, and we'll just make it happen. I appreciate, guys. This is the moment we have to go and make it happen. Let's get to the wiring and see what's really popping out at the wiring and what are they making down here. And here we are. Support Mayani, make it happen. Rhyming together, only Mayani. Only Mayani. Mayani.
Yeah.
Exactly. Only Mayani. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Pull up.